Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV, Baba Gbagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. We have assembled team of SANS to meet LP PDP in court, APC. 7 PDP states discontinue suit against FG challenging declaration of Tinubu as president-elect. Save us from attacks, Oba Adirigbe calls on DSS, police. Lastly, on sport, Gambia set up semi-final clash with Nigeria. Now the news in detail. The All Progressive Congress has asked the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San, and the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to resign following the judgment of the Supreme Court on the narrow swap policy of the federal government. The party's National Vice Chairman, Northwest, Saliu Mohammed Lukman, said the AGF and the CBN governor did not guide President Buhari properly on the decision to phase out Old Narrow North. Reacting to the Supreme Court verdict in a statement he issued in Abuja on Friday, Lukman said, "It is unfortunate that President Muhammadu Buhari could be misled into such act of illegality and abuse of executive powers as pronounced by the Supreme Court." The former Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum noted that in advanced democracies, public office holders who commit such acts of illegality voluntarily resign from their appointments. Moving on to the next story. The All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council has said the party has already assembled a legal team that would meet the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party and Labour Party in court. Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi had, during separate press conferences in Abuja on Thursday, rejected the result of last Saturday's presidential poll, which gave victory to the candidate of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, and resolved to challenge in court. Addressing a press conference on Friday in Abuja, the Director of Public Affairs and Chief Spokesperson of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo San, said the party had constituted a team of senior advocates of Nigeria, SANS, who are ready to defend Tinubu's victory if Atiku and Obi finally go to court. He said, "We have already constituted our legal team. We have a team of volunteers as well, who are SANS and ready to go to court." Also, the Special Advisor on Media and Communications of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Dele Alake, who spoke during the press conference, argued that the complaint over the electronic transmission of the result has no place in law. Section 60, subsection 2 of the Act deals with the transmission of results, and it is at the discretion of INEC. The Act does not contain any mandatory provision regarding the transmission of results. Going on to the next story. 7 states government controlled by the People's Democratic Party, namely Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Taraba, and Sokoto, which filed a suit against the federal government at the Supreme Court, challenging the declaration of All Progressive Congress candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president-elect, have discontinued the suit. In the suit, which are the Attorney General of the 7 states as plaintiffs and the Attorney General of the Federation as defendant, the 7 states had asked the Supreme Court to intervene in the just concluded general elections, as they claimed that the declaration of Tinubu did not follow the Electoral Act and INEC's own laid down guidelines, particularly the uploading of results to the IREF through the BVAS. They also expressed fear of a potential breakdown of public order and civil disobedience. The notice of discontinuance, signed by the lawyer Mr. Mike Ozekomo San, Friday said, "Take notice that the plaintiff don't hereby wholly discontinue the suit against the defendant herein." Going on to the next story. Oba Asumokaniu Adiribigbe Jamade IV, the paramount ruler of Odo Ayodelu Kingdom in Ikosi-Ejiri LCDA, Ekpe Division, area of Lagos State, has called on the government, the Department of State Service (DSS), and the State Commissioner of Police to save his community from cultists, thugs, and hoodlums who have become a terror to the area. Obadere, while speaking with newsmen in Lagos, said that some of the hoodlums are indigents of the community and some are not. He confessed that even one of them is his half-brother and is becoming a threat to the entire people of Odo Anyon Delu community. While sharing his experience with journalists, he said a few weeks ago, precisely on February 18th around 9 p.m., he got a distress call that some guys are harassing people selling in the area, compelling them to take old notes, which people are no longer collecting. So early in the morning on the 19th, my wife came to wake me up and I have to come out and things are happening in the town that the boys are on the rampage. I met some of them on the road and I asked them what happened. They did not even respond to my requests. And finally, on sports. Nigeria's Flying Eagles will face Gambia in the semi-finals of the 2023 Under 20 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt, CompleteSport.com report. The last four pairing was confirmed after Gambia hammered South Sudan 5-0 in Friday's quarterfinal encounter. Gambia have now sealed qualification to this year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia. Recall, the Flying Eagles edged Uganda 1-0 on Thursday to qualify for the AFCON semi-final and the FIFA World Cup. A hat-trick from Adama Boyan, 7th, 33rd, 47th minute, and goals from Moses Jaju, 28th minute, and Mahmoudou Bajo, 70th minute, and Gambia the comfortable win. The Flying Eagles vs Gambia semi-final clash will come up on Tuesday, 7th March in Cairo. Meanwhile, the Flying Eagles are hunting for a record-extending 8th Under-20 AFCON title. The last time they were crowned African champions was in Senegal in 2015. That ends the national news from BGI TV this hour. Before we go, some quick headlines. APC asked Malami others to resign for misleading Buhari on Naira swap. We have assembled teams of SANS to meet LP, PDP in court, APC. We also brought to you that 7 PDP states discontinue suit against FG, challenging declaration of Tinubu as president-elect. And on sport, Gambia set up semi-final clash with Flying Eagles. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Babagbagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22 for other placement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions. Please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. The day you realize your presence brings headaches to others, then you should adjust. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.